How are you guys?
All right, welcome.
I
tried to get him here, guys, just so you know. I tried to get him here.
I just want to thank you guys for having me. It means a lot. Honestly, I'm humbled to be here. I just hope you guys can get some value out of what I've been through so far and motivate you guys. Because, I mean, listen, if I can do it, you guys can absolutely do it. I wake up in the morning, sometimes I forget how to tie my shoes. I'm serious. But seriously, I'm 7 months in the business. I still don't know a lot about real estate. I can guarantee you some people in here probably know more than I do. I'm talking about the newer agents. I'm sure the veterans obviously know more than I do, but some of the newer agents, I'm sure you guys probably know more than I do. I just like to, my number one thing really is lead generation. If you're not lead generating, you can get out of business faster than you got in business. I'm sure you guys all have heard that, but it's just the truth. I mean, if you have a pizza place and nobody's coming in, I mean, you're going to be out of business, right? So you always have to lead generate. That's my main thing. So don't let fear stand in your way. I'm going to talk a little bit about just overcoming fear. I still have fear. I wake up every day, and sometimes I'm like, why the hell am I a realtor? I'm serious. It's a hard business. Roller coasters goes up and down. Some days I wake up and I just play video games because I'm just like, I don't want to work today. It's hard. So yeah, let's get into it. A little bit about me. She really just gave me everything right there, but I'll say it again. My name is Vincent Memmo. I'm from Keller, Williams, Brandywine Valley. Dominic Cardone is the broker there. Quick shout out to Dominic. I think I talked to Dominic more than I talked to my own mom at this point. The learning's in the doing. Every day, I seriously call Dominic every other day, and I feel like I'm like harassing him at this point. He's like, Vincent, he's like, just talk to me. And he always gets me to calm down, so thank you, Dominic. But so yeah, so we're like, this office and Brandywine Valley office are kind of like brothers and sisters, maybe twins, brothers per se. But I was actually in this office for Dominic's educational class. Amber here, maybe Barbara, you can help me out here. What was it?
The study session?
The study session before I was even licensed. And honestly, I don't know why I went with Brandywine Valley. Sorry, guys, I really don't.
Well, you live closer to there,
He told me
then.
it was closer. I was there.
It is right down 202. It's a straight shot, but 202 stinks. But honestly, when I first got licensed, I don't know for the new agents. I don't know how it was for you guys, but when I first got licensed, nobody even contacted me. No brokerages contacted me. So I was calling brokerages, and they were not responding to me. I was like, hey, I'm interested in joining the program. They're like, oh, all right, we'll get in touch. Never got back to me. You're lost. But I was like, what the hell? And then I talked to somebody, and it was just so hard. I called EXP, I called Berkshire Hathaway, I called everybody. And then I called Keller, Williams, Brandywine Valley, and they're like, yeah, come on in. And it just happened, so that's just how it worked. I don't know why, I really don't know why I didn't go with media. I probably should have since I met with you guys first, but I just like Westchester. My brother grew up, maybe that's why. My brother grew up in Westchester. Westchester has very nice properties, not the media doesn't, but yeah. Oh, so I quit my full-time job. I was 7 months in the business. I quit my full-time job 5 months after getting licensed, and we'll get more on that later. W-2. So this is so funny. Every time I told somebody I was going full-time real estate, they're like, you're an idiot, right? They're like, how, you've been in the business 4 or 5 months, why the heck are you going full-time realtor? And quick backstory on that, I'll get more into it later, but I'll tell you what I made in 3 months in the business. So 3 months in the business, I had 3 listings, and between those 3 listings, it generated $34,000 GCI, and it netted me around, I think it was like $18,000 gross income for myself after the splits. But oh shoot, this already up. All right, yeah. So I was making $60,000 a year in my other job. 30 days after I quit my full-time job, in that 30-day window. So in the first month that I quit my full-time job, I made I got 9 listings. That's generating me $55,000 GCI in a 30-day window. So kind of like a no-brainer for me anyway. Not that full-time real estate might not be for you. I'm just saying that things happen so fast for me that it just turned into a no-brainer. And we'll get more into it later. But so far, this is what my business looks like. 15 listings, 2 million sold. 1.5 pending, 725 active, just over $4 million total. Yeah. Mindset. This is the biggest thing to overcome fear for me, and I feel like for everybody. At the end of the day, focus on what. Oh, this is a great quote. I love this quote. I heard somebody say it, and it's so true. Your mind is a dark place. Do not go there alone. Real estate can be hard. You're on your own. I wake up every day. I work from home. All right, and some days I have nobody pushing me. I mean, my wife does, but I have nobody pushing me to wake up and go and make calls every day, go and meet with people every day. So it's hard. It's a hard business to be in. It might not be it's not for everybody, but at the end of the day, you just have to focus on what you can control. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's telling you what you can do. If you're calling a seller and a seller tells you to go screw yourself, you have to push. It happens once a week for me, honestly, because I'm making phone calls every day. You just have to focus on what you control, what you can control. Success is not an accident. Hard work makes you successful. I mean, that honestly just speaks for itself. If you're waking up every day and you're not doing much, chances are you're not going to be successful. But if you're putting in the work and if you're making phone calls every day and you're getting in front of sellers and buyers and you're talking to your sphere and you're making, real quick, I make phone calls every day. That's my main source of business, just so everybody knows. I probably should have said that first. I make phone calls 2 to 3 hours a day for sale by owners, expireds, for rent by owners, absentee owners. An absentee owner, for anybody who doesn't know, is somebody they're literally an absent owner. They don't live in that home. So it's either a rental, vacation home, or they live out of state and the home's just sitting vacant. It's really an untapped lead source that people don't talk about. But yes, so if you're working hard every day, you're going and knocking on doors and talking to people who are motivated sellers, you're going to be successful. At least in my mind, that's just my opinion. Detach from the outcome 100%. This is what I live by every day. So I put Percy Street here because this is a property, this is a listing appointment I went to. So quick story. An expired listing, I call the expired listing, I say, hey, how are you? This is Vincent Memmo, local realtor. Just saw your property come off the market. I was just curious, what the heck happened there? He goes, yeah, Vince, we had a friend who listed the property. He didn't do a very good job. We fired him after 4 days. So I said, okay, great. I said, I'd love to interview for the job if you guys are still want to sell the property. He says, yeah, sure, come over. I go over his house the next day. I go in, phenomenal listing presentation. They're laughing with me. We're having a ball. I thought for sure I had this listing in the bag. I was like, walked out with a big smile on my face. I was like, all right, there's another listing, right? She said, Vince, we'll give you a call Sunday. We'll let you know what we decide to do. We're still interviewing 3 other agents. I said, fine, sounds great. Thank you for the opportunity. I didn't even have to call her Sunday. She calls me. She says, Vince, thank you for coming. You had the best presentation. However, my husband said you're too young. So I'm like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Detach from the outcome 100%. I walked into that listing presentation not caring if I got the business or not. And that is what's so important. For instance, if I walked into that listing presentation and I thought that I needed that listing presentation, or I thought I had it, which I did though, I had it, but I didn't care. So if I walked in there and I was like, I really need this business, I really need this business, I really hope I get it, and then you don't get it, your mindset just plummets and you feel like crap. So you cannot let your mind, it's all mindset. This whole business is mindset. If you wake up every day and you just detach from the outcome, your life is going to be 10 times easier. And it's easier said than done, right? I mean, I still struggle with mindset every day. It's not easy. You want to talk about overcoming your fears. I still have not overcome my fears. I go through it every day. It's just a part of the business, at least maybe to start, because I'm a new agent. I have to go out and find business. I mean, we all do. But at the end of the day, I mean, Anne Marie or Barb or Jim, they're getting referrals every day, right? They have a brand. People know who they are. People do not know Vincent Memmo. I have to go out, I have to make myself known, I have to put myself in front of sellers. I'm meeting with a for sale by owner. If I have a for sale by owner and I see open house on their Zillow ad, I'm going to their open house and I'm meeting with them. And they're saying, hey, do you have a buyer? I'm saying, no, I don't have a buyer. I just want to come out, check out your property. But if you cannot sell this property on your own, I would love to be your backup plan. Remember, people do business with people they like. Another short story here. I met with a for sale by owner. Went to the listing presentation. She couldn't sell it on her own. I went to the interview. I go in, I sit down. She goes, hey Vincent, how are you? Please sit down. I said, I'm great, thank you. She goes, I just want to let you know, I just met with an agent before you, and he was phenomenal. He was great. So I'm like, crap. I'm like, what the hell? She goes, this guy, she shows me what this realtor brought to the listing presentation. She's like, look at what he brought me. My guy brought a 1-inch binder to this listing presentation, colored paper. I brought black and white. All right, 25 cents a sheet. I'm bringing black and white all day long. All right. So he had a binder. I stapled my CMA together. Okay, and he hand wrote beautiful cursive. I can't write cursive. He did handwritten cursive on every single CMA on what was the difference between her property and their property. Hardwood floors. Oh, the square footage of this property is this. This bedroom's this. Your bedroom's this. So I throw in the towel. I'm like, what am I even doing here at this point? Like, this is just embarrassing. I brought black and white paper stapled together. This guy's like phenomenal. And she's like, yeah. He says he's been in business for a while. Yada yada yada. So long story short, I sat this listing presentation for 2 hours talking to this lady. Just built really good rapport. You have to be personable when you go into these listing presentations. You have to make yourself as if. Actually, this brings me to the next point. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. People never ask me how long I've been in the business. I look like I'm 16 years old, right? Seriously, I do. Seriously, I think I've had 1 or 2 people. I've gotten 15 listings, right? But I've probably been on 30 listing presentations, maybe more. I don't get every single listing appointment I go to. And out of those 30, I think I've had 2 people ask me how old I was. And when I tell them I'm 23, they're like, holy crap, I thought you were 30, which is new to me because before real estate, people were always like, dude, you look like you're like 12. So when I'm hearing people, and it's basically the way you dress. When I first started real estate, Paul Lott over at the other, at my office, shout out to Paul Lott, I brought him to one of my listing presentations and I was dressed in a red polo, like just a short sleeve red polo. He's like, man, what are you doing? He's like, you gotta get a suit. He's like, you gotta get a sports blazer or something. He's like, you can't expect somebody to want to work with you if you're dressed like you're going to a high school prom. So I actually ended up getting this listing over at 280 North Wycombe. And the agent I beat out who went before me, he's his own broker, he's got his own brokerage. He's been in the business for 15 years. And somehow they decided to go with me over that guy. And I said, why did you decide to go with me over him? She said, Vince, there's just something about you. I don't know, you're more relatable. People do business with people they like, and remember that. And then this too, all these points right here, this is single-handedly what helps me and my mindset. Like this, if you could remember anything and get anything out of what I'm telling you today, honestly, you should probably take a picture down of this stuff right here because this is all gold right here. And it's really what can get you through. Mindset part 2/sales. It's not about how hard you can get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and get back up. I make phone calls every day. I get smoked on the phone. People tell me to go screw myself. I don't even want to get into it. I hear a lot of bad things. And at the end of the day, you can either let it deter you or you can grow from it, which at the end of the day, there's some days when people tell me to go screw myself, I'm like, all right, I'm done on the phone today. You feel like you're inconvenient. You feel like you're screwing up their day, which you might be, but at the end of the day, there's somebody out there that really needs your help. And you're trying to be of service, you're trying to help them. You want to benefit them because I'll go into something more later. I don't want to get ahead of myself. There are days I do not want to be a realtor. Pick your heart, right? I worked another job before real estate. I was building stages, hard labor, okay? Paid great, hurt my body. I'm 23 years old. I think I need knee replacements, honestly. I walk up steps and my knees hurt. I don't know what it is. So being a doctor, being anything, I mean, you're gonna have hard days. It's gonna suck. You know what I mean? No matter what you do in life, you're gonna have stressful days. So pick your poison. Real estate is a contact sport. The more contacts / people you meet, the more successful you will be. That's what I live by. When I say contact sport, I don't mean a physical sport. I mean, if you're making 20 contacts a day on the phones, door knocking, calling your sphere, I guarantee you, you will make $100,000 for the year, at least. So just talking to people, really just talking to people and not being a secret agent will make you successful. And that's so important as a new agent now more than ever. I don't know, maybe you guys know the success rate, and I'm not trying to deter anybody, but it's like 85% of people drop out their first year or something because your first year is the hardest year. You have to strive through the storm. If you can get past your first year in real estate, chances are you'll be successful. You're in a sales business. Business is not always going to come to you. You have to go out and get it, especially as a new agent. I already touched on this topic a little bit, but that's just the truth. People, as 5 years later down the road, I mean, you might not have to make phone calls anymore if you're 5 years in the business, because all your past clients, they're all referring you business. People in your family and your friends know that you're a realtor. And at least they know that you're actually a serious realtor. Your first year in the business, they might think you're playing games and you're just trying to mess around with real estate. They might not take you serious. Nobody owes you anything, all right? I'll let that speak for itself as well. Nobody owes you anything. If I meet with a seller and I think that he should work with me because I called him and because I'm meeting with him, I'm dead wrong, all right? He doesn't owe me anything. That's just how it is. Real estate can be a roller coaster. It's not easy. It's not sexy. My dad and cousin, my first month in the real estate, my dad and my cousin listed with another agent. One of those agents was Anne-Marie Carezzi.
No. It was not with me. I got in the middle of it and had to help
It's all
out
good. Hey, it's all right.
as the team leader.
No.
It was with 2 agents in our market center.
It's
So
all right.
that's why he's not here.
I didn't want to say it.
No, I looked up every memo in the books that you didn't come here, and I was like, I'm out of it.
No, it's funny. But yeah, so first month in the business, and my dad tells me he's selling his house. So I'm thinking, sweet. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm about to have my first listing. And my dad says, sorry, Dad, I don't know where this is going to get posted to, but my dad says, I'm gonna go with my girlfriend's cousin. What the hell? You know, your girlfriend's cousin? Really, dude? It's whatever. No hard feelings. Honestly, it's probably better we didn't work together. Honestly, when I say ultrasounds, things I couldn't do. This is just really important to me because even if I'm not making $100,000 for the year, even if I'm making, I don't know, whatever it takes to get by and pay my mortgage and take care of my family. My other business, it was W-2 for working 40 hours a week. I had a set schedule. Real estate, I can kind of do whatever I want. I am my own boss. However, I have a baby on the way. The fact that I can go take a day off work and work from home or just be by my phone and go to me and my wife's ultrasounds is more than money can buy, right? Priceless. So there's some days where I'm thinking like, I don't even need to make 6 figures to be happy, right? I mean, I have a strong money drive. I want a Tesla so damn bad. I have a goal set in mind. If I hit the goal, I'm going to get a Tesla. It's not looking good, but if I get there, I'm getting a
It's always
Tesla.
next year, Vince. Come on.
Yeah. Jim said I'm an idiot, but I already knew that. Daily schedule. Again, this is so important. If you can take anything away from what I'm telling you today, and listen. I'm like I said, I know you guys might know more about real estate than I do. The only thing I'm doing to generate business is picking up the damn phone and calling people. That's seriously it. I got a listing from a door knock. That was pretty sweet. I knocked on a lady's door. She said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I just sold a home 2 doors down for $30,000 over asking." He said, "I was just introducing myself to the neighborhood." She said, "I was actually thinking about selling my property." I said, "Do you want to know how much it's worth?" She said, "Sure, come in." I said, "All right, sweet." Went in, told her she'd get $340,000 for the property. She said, "Can I get $350,000?" I said, "Let's try it." She said, "Where do I sign?" Winning the day checklist. Again, take a picture of this. This is brilliant. So, again, you have to fall in love with taking action and not worrying about the outcome. You're not going to get a listing appointment every day. You're not going to find somebody who wants to buy or sell real estate every day. At the end of the day, it's all about building your pipeline. All right? So, like gym. I don't go to the gym. This is just an example. 'This is what you should do. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., go to the gym, shower, breakfast, role play. I role play every day with somebody from Florida. Focusing on your skills is all about growing your skills. The more you grow your skills, the better off you will be, okay? So I usually role play for an hour. We probably should cut it down to half an hour, but 8:30 to 9 role play. 9 to 11 a.m. lead generation. If you're not lead genning, doing some type of lead gen every day, you absolutely have to. It's like not even a question for me, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You have to do some type of lead generation every day. You need to continue building your downline because your downline is, not your downline, I'm sorry, your pipeline. That's your business. That's what's feeding you and your family. Lead follow-up, follow up all your leads. You need to have some sort of follow-up system. My follow-up system is calling them once or twice a week, depending on how motivated they are. I should have took pictures. There was one lady who told me she was motivated and then hung up on me. And I contacted her once a day for like a week and a half until she answered me. I was sending her text, video text, email, mailers, anything I could do to touch her. I was making sure that I was staying top of mind. So follow-up is very, lead generation and follow-up are what is going to make you rich. Take a lunch, take an hour break, meditate, do whatever you have to do. More lead generation. 2 to 4 appointments. If you have a listing appointment, buyer's consultation, whatever. Putting out fires, because you will, I'm sure, be putting out fires. But seriously, this is really so important. So a little bit about this. Even if you do all this right here and you're feeling like crap, if you do what's on your daily schedule, winning the day checklist, if you do those things, you had a great day, you had a successful day. Money might not be coming in, but that money is going to be rolling in if you do this every single day. I can honestly guarantee it. Money's not going to come in every day, but you will continue to build up more leads. Do the work. That's honestly what has helped me. Just honestly waking up every day, making phone calls, and trying to get in front of buyers and sellers. I don't know where to stand. I feel awkward up here. I'm like, should I walk in front of the screen?
You do good. You do good.
So fall in love with doing the work and the actions, not the outcome. I'm going to harp on this because this is so important. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Keep it simple. Seriously, if you make phone calls every day, and I kind of hate telling people this because you're my competition at the end of the day. But if you're making phone calls and you're calling for sell by owners, you're calling expireds, you will get listings. Even if your script sucks, even if you're like, hey, can I come check out the property? Chances are the for sale by owner is going to say yes. If you go in there and you meet with the for sale by owner, you already have an advantage over people who are just talking to them over the phone because they know what you look like, they know you're a person, they know that you're a human. They humanize you when you meet with them in person. They know you're not some salesman over the phone, and at the end of the day, you're a salesman. If you think you're not a salesman, take out your realtor's license. I have mine on me. It says licensed salesperson to sell real estate. If you do the work and lead generate every day, you will be successful, I promise. Actually work a 40-hour week. Just because you're a realtor doesn't mean that you're not supposed to work 40 hours a week. You still should work 40 hours a week. I'm not against anybody. I know there's some realtors that work 80 hours a week, but just make sure you're actually working. Don't expect to make $200,000 for the year if you're sitting at home watching Netflix. Let me ask, that sounded harsh, I didn't mean it like that.
No, it was good.
Let me ask you this. If I told you I will pay you $200,000 for the year to ask 50 people a day if they're willing, damn it, I had it going, it was going strong. Let me retry that again. If I told you I'll pay you $200,000 for the year to ask 50 people a day if they're looking to buy or sell real estate, would you do it? If I told you that I will pay you $200,000 for the year to ask 50 people a day if they're willing to buy their real estate or sell their real estate or looking to buy a home, would you do it? I think we all would, right? What the hell, it's $200,000. That's a fact. It's like a known fact. If you talk to, you'll make more than $200,000 for the year. If you talk, it's hard to do. You'll be sitting down for at least 5 to 8 hours for the day talking to people all day nonstop, trying to get a hold of people, whether it's on the phone, door knocking, going to a grocery store and talking to people. But if you're talking to 50 people a day, I guarantee you, you will make over $200,000 for the year.
I test this.
two Teslas, two-man Teslas. I track my numbers. Every every seller I talk to, expired, physical, whatever it is, right now, every 40, I think it's 42 people I talk to, I get a listing. So yeah, I mean, so if I'm talking to 42, yeah, it would be ridiculous. What do you want to make a year? What are your goals? $200,000 GCI? That's great. What must your schedule look like to get there? All right. Just because you said you want to make 200, I just said it, but just because you said you want to make $200,000 GCI sounds great. What are you going to do to get there? Continue to learn and systems. The more you learn, the more you earn. We all heard that, right? If you haven't read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, do it as soon as possible. There's some really good systems to follow up and really just step by step how to become a millionaire real estate agent. It sounds crazy. I remember when I got handed the book my first day, I was like, what the hell? I'm like, millionaire real estate agent. I was like, I'll be lucky to make freaking 6 figures. What do I care about $1 million for? But as you sit down and look at it, I mean, you're 3 hires away from being a millionaire. Be an expert. You know what I mean? You're a professional. You have to be an expert. Am I an expert? Absolutely not. But, I mean, yeah, I'm an expert, but you just have to learn every day. You have to know your market better than your competition and know your market better than the seller. Absolutely. Lead generate, follow up. 8x8, 33 touch. If you don't know what that is, read the book. All entrepreneurs must have systems in place to run like a business, right? If you talk to a successful person who's making $500,000 or over for the year, and you ask them what one of the main things they have to do to be successful is, they're going to say have systems in place and be consistent. What works best for me? Just doing the work. I know that it needs to be done. Lead generation has been everything for me. Remembering it's not easy. Talking to people and working with the public is draining. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? If you don't have your goals written down, they're just dreams. Make sure you write down your goals and find an accountability partner to hold you accountable. That's probably another thing that I really would harp on, is finding an accountability partner to make sure that they're on your butt if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Working on my phone skills every day, and just practicing my listing presentation. Right behind my phone skills is my listing presentation. Honestly, my listing presentation might even go top priority over my phone skills, because if I'm on the phone for 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and I finally get a listing appointment and I don't know what the heck I'm going to say when I get there, that was a waste of time. So really, you should have your listing presentation down pat, and honestly probably record yourself so you can watch yourself and see how you can get better from the previous time. And study it like, I don't know if there's any football fans out there, but when the game's over and they go in the locker room, they're studying their playbook, right? They're studying their competition, and what they're doing is studying their competition is they're looking at the role play, they're looking at the film. So make sure that you record yourself. Honestly, I shouldn't even be saying it because I don't have it recorded. That's just me being honest. But people tell me all the time to have my listing presentation recorded. Not caring if I get the business or not, because there's plenty of it out there. Attachment to outcome 100%. Taking action. If I talk to 20 people in one day, asking if they want to sell real estate, that is accept. Oh, damn it, I was supposed to change that weather. I'm a realtor, all right? I saw it and I was like, maybe I took it out already. It's all right. It is what it is. All right, so this is my last slide. So that was basically my presentation. I figured that since 2022 is coming up now, I figured we all might as well take time and business plan for 2022, since we're all here together, because I don't know, I'm sure some people might have had their business plan for 2022, maybe not. So this is how I set my business goal for 2022. All right, so I want to get 200K GCI. Now I work down every step on how I need to get there. Average home sale. My average listing right now is between 150,000 to 450,000, and it averages out right now at 300K. My average commission is 7,500. That's 300,000 divided by 2.5%, because when I take a listing right now, it's at 5%. I know it should be 6. So that's 7,500. How many homes do I need to sell? 27. I need to sell 27 properties in order to get 200K GCI. I don't know. That doesn't sound like a lot to me. I mean, to generate $200,000 and you need to sell 27 homes, that's like 2 homes a month, right? So how I found that was 200K divided by 7,500. 27. How many listings do I need to take? 34. All right, so I need to sell 27 homes, but the reality is, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sell every single listing I take. That's just the reality. It would be nice, but average, I'll sell 8 out of the 10 homes that I list. How many listing appointments do I need to go on? I need to go on 68 listing appointments. That's at a 50% close rate. So that means I'm going on 68 listing appointments, and I'm only going to close half of them. How many listing appointments set? It's a 70% met ratio. So that means for every 10 listing appointments that I set, I'm only actually going to go on 7 of them because 3 of them are going to cancel or come up with an excuse on why they don't want me to come to their home. So that's 97. How many contacts do I need? 100 contacts for a listing appointment. Now this is for a new agent. If you're a veteran agent, like right now, I'm at 42 contacts for a listing appointment. So that drops pretty dramatically for me right now. So in reality, if you talk to 9,700 people at the end of the day, you can gross 200 KGCI. That's all. Thank you.
Questions for Vince?
Vince, I don't see a single buyer on it.
Yeah, it's not that I don't want to work with buyers. I'm actually showing a buyer a property today. It's my brother's brother-in-law, so I don't know what he is to me. But I'd rather just take the referral. I mean, I'm working so hard to get listings at this point. It's kind of, if I get a lead from one of my for sale signs or one of my Facebook ads that I run for my listings, I'll honestly just give it to Jim or one of you guys because I'd rather just take the referral because I'd rather just stick with listings. I mean, it could go either way, it depends, but that's just how I've been running my business so far. Millionaire Real Estate Agent really helped me dial that in and try and leverage myself, so that's why I've done that, but I have nothing against working with buyers. Anything else?
Well, I know we've got a lot of questions in here. People are just,
No questions?
So as of right now, you haven't gotten any referrals yourself, you've just been doing a lot of cold calls?
I've gotten 0 referrals, it's been all cold calls.
But in like 2 years though, you're set.
Yeah. So out of all those listings, one was a door knock. And I think, yeah, they all were just mainly for sale by owners. And then expireds. One day, it was I had a really good day. I had a call within like a 20-minute period. I got a listing appointment for a $400,000 property, and then I got a listing appointment for a $450,000 property. So in one day, I made those $850,000 GCI, or not GCI, but in sales. So that was nice. But yeah, it's all been. I try to get referrals, and I reach out for my clients to give me reviews, but no referrals yet. And it's honestly.
It's hard in
It's
7
hard.
months.
Yeah.
7 months isn't enough time.
Yeah.
Don't be.
I mean, I know a realtor in Georgia who's 8 months in the business, and she's closed 38 deals.
Wow.
And she's gotten a lot of referrals though. I think she's got like 14 referrals in that 8-month period. It's just phenomenal. It's crazy, but she's obviously doing something really well. Yeah.
Vince, where do you find all your for sale by owners?
I'm not telling you guys. No, I'm just kidding. So Zillow. You can go right on Zillow. If you go into Zillow, type in Zillow.com, go to buy, so like you're looking to buy, and then go down to for sale by owner, and you'll see all of the for sale by owners. For sale by owners are drying up right now. When I first started, I was getting like 5 or 6 for sale by owners a day. Now I'm getting like 1, and it's tough. I mean, and there's a decent amount in Philly, but what I found is the market in Philly is not as hot as the market around here. So even selling a property in Philly is a lot tougher than selling a property here. But yeah, so just Zillow. I use a CRM called Vulcan 7. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's a dialer, so I don't hand dial. I put a headset on. I click a bunch of numbers that I want to call, and I press dial, and it just rings. If they don't answer, I put them in a folder that says doesn't answer. If they say not interested, I just delete the contact. And if they're interested, I put them in a hot lead, warm lead, or cold lead folder. And that's what I do. There's other things out there than Vulcan 7. There's Mojo Dialer, RedX. What else is out there? I don't know, but Vulcan's the most expensive, but Vulcan is also the most accurate. So I will get more contacts per hour on Vulcan than I will on Mojo Dialer or RedX, if that makes sense. So.
Can I sit a listing presentation with you?
Absolutely, yeah. I've brought a couple of people with me on listing presentations now. Unfortunately, I brought somebody with me 3 times now. And unfortunately, all 3 times I went, I didn't get the listing. The first time I was nervous that they were there, and I knew my energy wasn't there, and I knew I just dropped the ball. But the one was on Percy Street, and it was like phenomenal. It was like one of the best listing presentations I had, and I knew that the husband had something. Me and the wife were like, we were like really really tight. Like I could tell she was like, you're like amazing, thank you, blah blah blah. And then she even sent me a handwritten card after she said, hey, I'm so sorry. We didn't go with you. Your listing presentation was phenomenal. I see great things in your future, blah, blah, blah. So it was really nice. Like, obviously, I made an impression, right? But it just stunk I didn't get the listing appointment.
Well, they make buy or sell another day, keep in touch with them.
Yeah.
You were actually too good, the husband was jealous.
Yeah.
And honestly, you might be right. You might be right. But, yeah. But absolutely, man. Next time I get a listing presentation, I'll definitely hit you up. We'll exchange numbers for sure.
You got a question on that?
When you call the for sale by owners, are you like on top of it so that you're one of the first callers? Or
Absolutely.
do you watch it like that?
Yeah, at first thing in the morning. So first thing in the morning, the lowest. So if you got to think, I mean, for sale by owners have their hand raised, right?
Mhm.
They're saying, I want to sell my property, right? Expired listings, I want to sell my property. Absentee owners, not so much. But for sale by owners and expireds, I mean, they have to be a lead pillar in your business. You should at least have like 4 or 5. Your sphere should be one of them. I've gotten nothing from my sphere, and I send them emails, I talk to them, but it's hard because I'm calling all my buddies from high school, and they're like, "Why are you hitting me up?" You know, I haven't talked to you in like 4 years, bro. But yeah, so it's tough. But absolutely, the first thing I do in the morning is I call expireds because that's who gets the most phone calls, and then I'll go to for sale by owners. And then I'll do for rent by owners, and then I'll run through everybody who did not answer me, and then I will talk to everybody who did not answer me. But yeah,
Do you do open houses for your listings?
no, sometimes. I did want some of my clients get funny. They're like, "Why are you having Joey sitting in the listing? Like I hired you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, absolutely, I'll be there. I was on my nephew's birthday this weekend, but next open house I will sit at. And it depends on the property too. Not that I'm handing out trash leads to my colleagues, but if it's a higher end listing, like more expensive, I will go there and I will hand all the buyer leads to my other colleague that's there, but I like to be there and see what kind of foot traffic is coming in and get the feedback, and I'll take a referral lead from them. I actually screwed up twice. So in the same week, I kept handing out all these buyer leads to my colleagues in my office, and they were never getting anything from them. So I was like, I just started handing them out for free. I was like, all right, you can go and just, go show them the property. I don't want anything from it, that's fine. Go show them the property, I don't want anything from it, that's fine. They're your buyers. Same week, I had 2 of my colleagues with interested buyers, and I wasn't going to get anything from it. So I was like, ouch, I just shot myself in the foot, right? And my one lead that I got, the guy ended up wanting to sell his property on top of the property he was buying. So that was like $1 million in sales that I would have missed out on. We didn't go with their offer though. But yeah, but he's a good friend of mine, and honestly, he probably would pay me the referral either way. But just don't do that. But, yeah.
Anybody else?
Any other questions?
You're all just so overwhelmed by how awesome he is?
With the expireds, do you track like when they go expired every time, or you look through the expireds and pick one that you haven't called before?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Do you call them like right after it goes expired, or like
So-
what's the timeline on that too?
Yeah, so what I'll do is, you can actually do both. What I'll do is, in the MLS, you go to expired and canceled, and I do 0-1. So that's all the fresh expires. Don't do withdrawals. Withdrawals are technically still under contract with their other agent. I learned that the hard way. I had an agent call me freaking out. Actually, she was really cool about it. She was like, hey, just so you know, I'm under contract still. And I was like, no, you're not. And I was like, talking, and everybody's like, wait, is she still under contract? Yes, she is. I was like, all right, that's a learning lesson. But so I'll call it fresh expires, and then because chances are they might still want to sell. They might have had a bad experience with a realtor. The marketing might not have been there, or the price is too high, and their realtor never take an overpriced listing. I mean, right now, if it's a little overpriced, maybe like 10, 15,000, okay, fine. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what the homes are going to sell for, but taking an overpriced listing is just such a fast way to watch your business crash and burn, because you're going to get so unmotivated by watching your listing just sit there, and it is the worst feeling ever. But you can absolutely call like a dialing system. Like I use Vulcan. I can call Vulcan 7 and say, hey, give me the past 3 to 5 years of expired listings, and they'll send me a crap ton of expireds that I can just run through. Also, quick tip, if you guys want to get free leads for a free list to call, contact your title company. Title companies want to do business with you because you have their clients. Ask them for absentee owners. They can get you a list of people or of downsizers. Somebody who's 70 years old, who has been in the home for 50 years with a crap ton of equity in their property. They can find all of that for you and get you a list of people who are in that category for you to call. Which downsizers is such an untapped source. I mean, expireds and FSBOs, you're going to find the most aggressive. Most
motivated.
Most motivated, but most competition is what I'm trying to say. Whereas if you go for absentee leads, so untapped and such a great lead source. The home might be sitting vacant. It might be a really great rental property for them, but the market's at the height right now, so they might be looking to sell their rental property right now because the market's so high.
I don't know if you know, but you can get that information on Remind, right from MLS.
I did hear about that, and honestly, like I'm so not tech savvy, so I've had people tell me that, but honestly I don't know how to do it. But I've had people tell me, like absentees, even downsizers and stuff.
Yeah, you can,
Oh, wow.
can search it up by, years in-house.
Okay.
So like 30 plus
30
years
plus,
in-house,
yeah, right.
equity in-house,
All that stuff.
absentee owner,
Okay.
and then they have a sell score too. Like
Oh, how
sell
likely
score.
they are to sell?
Mhm.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's good as well. But I hope you guys got something from what I was trying to tell you guys today.
Let me ask, if there aren't any more questions.
I mean, there still might be. I wasn't ending it short.
Well, let's get a couple of ahas.
I loved how you said not to be attached to the outcome, because in a state of desperation, I feel like it sometimes seeps through your pores. And
Absolutely.
people are like, damn, this girl wants it too much.
Yeah.
But to go at it with confidence and say, if I don't get it, that's fine. If I do get it, amazing, and just go on to the next.
Yeah, you go in there and you
Awesome.
just present them with the facts and do your best. I mean, when you see, I had somebody reach out to me from Facebook the other day. I don't know how the heck they found out my information. They said I popped up as a recommendation. So odd, I don't know. But I saw her say, hey, I want you to come and talk to me about listing my property for sale. My heart starts racing, right? I'm like, oh, like, let's go. I'm about to get a listing, right? But at the end of the day, I don't have a listing. What am I getting excited for? You know what I mean? You get so excited when you hear about a listing presentation, but you can't get excited about something you don't have. So I agree with you. Detaching from the outcome is, when I had somebody say that to me, that has helped me in this business. That's probably one of the reasons I'm still in this business, to be honest with you. Because if I can walk into a listing presentation and not give a crap of what happens, your mindset just goes up 10 times more, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's everything.
But yeah.
Do you do,
So-
oh,
Okay.
do you do a lot on social media?
Again, I'm not really tech savvy. People, you can do I have nothing against, actually I do, to be honest with you. If you think that you can get business from it, it just takes longer. You cannot just post social media ads and expect to get a crap ton of business, in my opinion. I know agents in my office do it. They're putting forth so much money a month, at least some people are, waiting for business to come to them. And it's just like, just pick up the phone. I know it sucks and it's hard. It really is hard. I know probably 90% of you are probably in one ear, out the other. Like, who wants to pick up the phone? But if you really want to change your family's lives, it's the I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Actions speak louder than words. You do run Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and every ad you want to do a month, I'll make calls a month, or Jim will make calls a month, and let's see who has more listings, more business, more in the pipeline. Again, it's just my opinion. I don't want to come off as an a-hole, but it's so hard, Facebook and stuff. But I do Facebook ads, but again, I'm not tech savvy, so I'll just go into Command, design a little Facebook ad, sold house, sold. Congratulations to my seller. It's not like, hey, you want to sell your home? Come check this out. Actually, I did make a funny Facebook video the other day, which it got a lot of attention.
Getting out of the car?
Yeah, I should probably pull it up. It was honestly really funny. I made this Facebook video of me pulling up to in a Drake. You guys know Drake. Pulling up, I drive a Honda Accord. All right, I'm pulling up in a 2018 Honda Accord, and it's the theme. It's the theme music. It's Drake's song. It's like starting from the bottom, now we're here. I think it was, or it was like another one of Drake's songs. And you can probably just Google idiot and Honda Accord.
Is it on your Facebook page?
Just how that's at it. If you don't have a business plan, it's like he made an analogy about football. If you would try to play a football game without a game book, right? You're never going to win a game. So you have to know your numbers. You have to have a plan.
I recommend everybody
You need a log in here.
Yeah. I recommend everybody take a picture of that business plan and then try and do it. I mean, everybody should walk out of here with a business plan today, in my opinion.
Nice, Jim.
Oh, that's the schedule.
Any other ahas while we're waiting? Can I call on you?
Should be here.
The sphere, okay, I like that. And here's the thing, you know, being nervous about something, waking up, you know, with a little bit of fear, that's fine. It's moving through it. It doesn't mean that fear doesn't exist. It means that you just tell it to go to you know where, you know, and just do it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I have a decent amount of business going on, right? And I wake up and I still feel like I haven't done anything. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just having a mindset. And honestly, it's all about like it's all about you being fit. And if I went to the gym, I guarantee you my business would probably go up even higher, because it's releasing, I don't know, not psychology or whatever the heck it is. But if you go to the gym, you're gonna feel better about yourself. If you eat better foods, you're gonna feel better about yourself. So that's something I gotta get better at. But watch this video. How do I pull this up?
I think the thing next to the top.
Yeah, I'll let my guy bring me notes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm gonna wait till after he's.
I did this right on iMovie by myself.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my goodness.
What's going on, everybody? Today I'm here at my newest listing, 113 Shadybrook Road in Douglasville.
It's Shadybrook Drive.
This one has 4 beds, over 4,600 square feet. It's coming soon, hopefully hitting the market sometime soon, probably sometime this week, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. Keep a lookout for it. Thank you guys so much.
Hopefully not everybody watched the video all the way through.
Yeah, I don't know. There it goes.
So authenticity
Yes.
counts, guys.
Leave it in the video.
Any other ahas? Any other questions? Got a few more minutes before we have to wrap it up.
Did you grow up in this area?
No, I grew up in Alden, in Delaware County.
Oh.
Town of Homes.
Still
Town of
there.
Homes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean like Delaware.
That's where you're from? Oh, really? I was right on Marion Avenue, right behind the Giant.
I was going Silver Lake.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm not older than you though.
And I'm on Main Avenue.
Oh, really? Okay, there we go. Alden in the house.
We have a couple in here.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 of them.
Wow. Are you guys still in Alden or no?
I'm not. My father still is.
Oh, yeah?
He still lives there. He won't. He
Not budget?
He was born there, so he's never gonna.
Yeah, right.
He said, if you want to take me out, it's gonna be through a hearse or ambulance.
But yeah, I grew up in Alden, and then I moved to Delaware State for property taxes, for tax reasons, honestly. Looking to make a move soon now.
You a real estate agent?
I was waiting for somebody to say
I always make that joke.
This is how good. It's a good one. But yeah, I'm in Delaware right now.
So you're 2 or 3 hours a day. I think
You
you're
must
so
exhaust the expired and they had to.
Absolutely. So that's a really good point, because I had struggled with that. So call the fresh expires, call the fresh for sale by owners, call the fresh for rent by owners, and then I'm like, what the heck? Who do I call now, right? So you can either run, what I do now is I run back through the expireds, the old expireds who didn't answer me, because I think there's like a stat out there, I could be wrong. You have to contact somebody the average is 5 or 6 times. You have to call them 5 or 6 times, or touch them 5 or 6 times before you get a response, on average. So I'll run through them, and after I call them like 6 times, I'll just delete them out of my database.
Leave messages.
If their voicemail says it's who they are. Like if I say Vincent Memmo at the top and it says, hey, you can reach Vincent Memmo, I'm like, hey, just wanted to call, see what's going on. Homes like yours are selling in a week right now. Your home was up on the market for 200 days. What's going on? And I'll leave something like that, and I'll ask them if they're still considering an offer on their property, if they would still consider an offer on the property, because if they're still considering an offer on the property, they still want to sell for the most part. It's like all psychology. But yeah, and then I got to get better with calling absentees. People circle prospect a lot and go through, when circle prospecting is basically just like farming an area, picking an area, and calling around the area. People do that as well, but I don't. I find the contact rate drops. On average, I'll talk to 8 to 10 people an hour, but if I do circle prospecting, it's like 3 to 6, 3 to 7. What?
You said that you use role play from like
Yeah.
roughly 8:30 to 9 or 9:30. So where are you getting your scripts?
That's so funny. A lot of people ask me that. Honestly, you can use any script, and you can be successful. It's not about the script. It's about how you sound, how you present yourself. There's a saying out there, I forget what it is, I'm not going to be able to remember it right now, I already know it. But a script I use is a guy named Brandon Mulrennan. He's big on FISBO.
We do Power Hour Monday through Thursday,
Okay.
and starting at 8:30, and we start the morning with a short video. We watch a lot of Brandon.
Yeah.
We watch Tom Ferry. We've been watching some Barina.
Brandon Mulrennan is all you need.
We really like.
I don't watch anything about Tom Ferry. I don't know a single thing about Tom Ferry. He's not even an agent. He's not even an agent. He's good, but he's not an agent. Brandon Mulrennan, on the other hand, sold 100 homes his first year. The guy's a savage. He really is. I mean, he's all into the psychology and stuff and cracking into the brain. I honestly think Tom Ferry's starting to steal Brandon's flows. I really do. Because I was talking to somebody from Tom Ferry, they called me and they said the same script line that Brandon said like forever ago, and I was like, who does this guy think he is? But yeah, I use Brandon's scripts. I use his FISBO scripts, his expired scripts. I kind of like just go off on my own with the expires, but his FISBO scripts are really good. But yeah, honestly, if you that's one thing. If you guys are interested in making phone calls, definitely role play. You know what I mean? Sit down with each other. It sounds weird. It sounds stupid. I remember I was like, role play. Like, what the hell? This is so like, ugh. Like, this feels weird. But that's how you better your skills.
We do it 4 mornings a week. We need more people to join us.
Yeah. If you can get on the phone and role play. You're just sharpening your skills. And I'll jump back into the listing presentation. I mean, I can't explain how important a listing presentation is. It's funny because every listing I go to, they're like, wow, like you're presenting us with so much information. All the other realtors did nothing like this. It's just like, what are they doing? You know, I mean, you have to have a set goal. So what I do for my listing presentation is, again, I didn't share this with anybody. I'm just kidding. What I'll do is I go over a market snapshot. What's going on in the market right now? I go over some numbers. I then go over a pricing strategy. Where is the market suggesting their home is on the market? All right, because we're not making up the purchase price, right, or the asking price. The market is, right. So if I was telling my clients or potential clients, I say, listen, I'm going to tell you what I think the market is suggesting your home is worth. I don't have a crystal ball. Neither does Jim McGill from Keller Williams Media. So if Jim McGill from Keller Williams Media comes in here and tells you your home's worth $300,000, just know that he's lying to you. He is. He doesn't know what your home's worth. I don't. Nobody in here knows what the home can truly go for. So that's what I go over, and then I go over my marketing plan, which could be better. It's so like once you like itemize things, it's really hard. But you're like, okay, Jim McGill's offering 5%, and he said he's going to virtually stage my home. He said he's going to do this. He's going to send mailers. He's going to do Facebook ads. And then I say, okay, well, I'll do 6%. Well, what are you doing differently than Jim? It's like, all right, well, what if I tell you I'll sell your home $10,000 more than what Jim does? Would you be interested in that? And they're like, well, of course. And it's like, all right, well, what are you going to do to guarantee that you can sell my home at $10,000? I'm not telling you I'm going to sell your home more than $10,000. I'm just telling you if I did, that wouldn't be an issue, right? No, that wouldn't be an issue at all. Change the subject. Go to something nice. ARP. Acknowledge, respond, pivot. Whenever somebody asks you a hard objection, just ARP it. Just change the subject. It sounds stupid, but if you ask me what my commission is, that's a great question. I think that's exactly why we should meet. So anyway, how old is the home? How many bedrooms is it? Great. Okay. Anyway, I just want to stop by. I just want to take a quick look at the home. Are afternoons or evenings better for you? I'm not asking to see the property. I'm telling them I plan to stop by. When can we meet? But it's all in the psychology of people. People think that everybody's out to get them, which it's really hard. Good help is hard to find. So having a good person that they can trust. Obviously, some people are weary of it, but you just have to be trustworthy and make yourself comfortable and presentable and relatable. That's the word I was looking for. Relatable. Be relatable. If they tell you they like Skechers shoes, so do you. I got a pair at home. I just bought them. They were on sale. $25. They used to be $45. Can you believe it? But yeah. So any other questions? I'm here to help you. Like honestly, I didn't think I would be where I am right now. It all happened so fast. I had 15 listings, but none of them came in 30 days. So this all just happened so fast. So if you guys have any questions about anything, or if you guys ever want to role play or anything, I'm down to do it if I can help you guys out in any way. Because obviously we all need to feed our families at the end of the day, and real estate can be a really great business if you can dive in. I was dipping my toes in the water, and I started seeing what I could make. If I was making $60,000 a year on my other job, working 40 hours, working my life away, I can go and work from home and go be there for the birth of my child and not have to worry about being at work or being away on travel. It is what it is. It's hard to make it over us, but
Any final comments? Any final ahas? We just
I had to leave because of my coaching call, but I wanted to tell you, as you were doing this, I know you use scripts, I could tell. I knew what your scripts were when you walk into a house. So those people that come to Power Hour, great job, kudos to you, because we do that in the morning. But that's what it's like. It just flows off of his tongue, so that was awesome, and that's why you get those listings. You are very personable, and you're a student of the MREA book, and that's very, very recognizable.
That's the Holy Bible, right above the bed top.
Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you, great job on those things.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Leslie, I want to add to that is you come across as so authentic, and that's what.
That's what's important. If you come off as phony and somebody who's not, it's just that's what the key is. And I hear that a lot. honestly, not to like toot my own horn, but I'm just saying like I hear that a lot, and I think that that's probably why I'm at where I'm at, because if you tell me you don't want me to come to your home, I'm like, fine, hey, I completely get it. I just want to help you. Like at the end of the day, like, listen, he couldn't sell your home and your home was on the market for 6 months. Let's talk about it. And if you don't want to work with me, fine. Later down the road, you want to work with me, fine. If not, good luck. But you know what I mean. But yeah, and I think if I could harp on that a little bit more is the scripts.
Knowing what to say.
Knowing what to say. I forget what to say sometimes, and I practice every day. Because nobody wants to get on the phone. I don't. I despise it. I absolutely hate it. But if it's gonna put food on the table for me and my family and make me successful and give me more referrals, I think the thing is you should only be able to have. You should only have to. You should. I mean, you can do it more. But 3 years of being in the business and hitting the phones. After the 3 years, you should be able to work off referrals in your sphere. So if I can cold call or prospect, because it's not really cold calling, you have a targeted source. Then you shouldn't have to make phone calls every day, and I'm hoping that that's the key.
It is.
I really hate making phone calls. I don't. There's nothing I like about it. Do you think I feel like interrupting somebody's morning when they're probably brewing their cup of coffee, and I'm like, hey, you want to stop your
So it's not that you won't have to make phone calls, but they're going to be different phone calls. Like
Yeah.
follow-up phone
Yeah.
calls with your database,
Exactly.
which are so much easier and
Yeah.
better.
100%.
So, yeah.
You know who they are. You can say, hey, what's up? Before saying, hey, I was calling from.
Yeah, exactly.
5 years.
So no,
Yeah.
you're going to make them, but they're going to be different. So that's awesome.
Yeah, but if like I could just harp on that, like I know it's hard. Nobody wants to do it, but like I said, if you pick up the phone and even if your script sucks, somebody's going to hear the tone of your voice and like you better than me because the tone of your voice or the way you say something differently than I said it. So just get out there and pick up the phones, and that's really what it is. Practice your scripts, practice your listing presentation. Practice your listing presentation probably before you practice your scripts, in my opinion. Because if you get that listing presentation, you show up, you don't know what the heck to say, it's just a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean?
Vince, where are you making your phone calls from?
Vulcan 7.
No, what location?
Oh, yeah, great question. So I used to do it in my office. I used to do it in the training room like this. Didn't like it. There was windows, people would walk by. Some people had like awkward eye contact. You know, like walking by, like, are you gonna say hi to me or not? So now I'm in my basement. There's a little office in my basement. It stinks down there. It's dark. I gotta put on extra lights. My dog nags the living crap out of me. I have a crappy chair, crappy desk. It's really not a good atmosphere, but
Started from the bottom, now you're here.
so, not there yet. But once all those deals close, it'll be a lot better, hopefully. But yeah, so it does matter where you make your calls from, I would say. Is it a huge factor? Maybe, maybe not. As long as you're picking up the phone, man.
You can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah.